And welcome, everyone. So, what we have planned today is a short overview of our manufacturing use cases and a live demo at the end. So I don't think it should take more than 20 minutes or so. So as Janessa said, feel free to ask questions in the bottom left section of the screen, and we can answer that towards the end. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So as technical account manager for our strategic accounts, I work with a lot of our manufacturing customers. And these manufacturers share, many of the same goals, such as developing good quality products while minimizing some major cost impacts. So these goals require data, and so they can make important, decisive decisions. And many have implemented data lakes, and you may have implemented large data warehouses to try to solve some of these data challenges, but some data lakes don't really solve everything. For example, data was already big, but with the proliferation of sensors and IoT on the manufacturing floor, but also even product, data is growing at an even faster rate, and data is coming really fast. So the need for quick decision-making on current relevant data is a real high priority. I mean, just an example, like a general use case in the market today, Tesla Model 3 was just released, over the past few months. I believe it has 8 onboard cameras, 12 sensors, and so talk about data coming really fast, all that telemetry data. And it was in the news right after release, and that folks got the Model 3, drove it for a while, took it to the car wash, and the charger port door wouldn't open at all. So they were able to get ahead of that. And just an example of like a lot of data coming in fast and having to make a quick decision, replace something on the floor or even throughout the supply chain itself. So another component, our customers also have to ensure proper data security, which is a big deal when pulling a lot of data into a data lake, especially when it's coming from a lot of different sources, and you have to maintain the levels of authorization for those sources and have that filter all the way up to either the BI or even the user application. And to that final point, key goal, how do we find the signal in the noise? There's so much data coming so fast. This is a really key to great decision-making, finding that signal. So one example of a real-world manufacturing application to address some of these challenges is our Quality 360 app for a top 5 auto company. And their goal was to get early detection and response for potential quality issues across their 100 million catalog of VINs. So VIN is vehicle identification number, all the models, so basically every model year that was made. And so how do they get insights into the quality aspect of that supply chain? So, one legacy method is to build, data warehouses and cubes and kind of the analytics piece. But it does require IT to generate massive, the large cubes and kind of predict what the user is analyzing. So our customer wanted more of a user-driven analytics and get those insights. And another key challenge there was just the scale, with these billions of records of fast-growing data. Again, think the telemetry data, and pulling in lots of different tables and from systems. The system must scale up to those data requirements, and also the end users are just really used to a fast response time. So the application, this application that we developed provided 360-degree view of data across many tables in real time. For example, it allows users to explore data such as show me all warranty claims for a specific model and year, then correlate on all the associated defects, and then potentially some other filters and such, and then back to manufacturing plant data. Try to find out basically the root cause of a potential issue. And so catching these issues, right, if you could think about it, it really has tremendous value to the bottom line for an auto manufacturer. Just catching a recall early, and getting those insights on the manufacturing and supply chain to either issue an update, issue an early recall, or quick fixes in the field. And eventually, over time, you get that customer satisfaction goes up, overall product quality, and protect that brand, which is so important. All right, so like I promised, is a very quick overview. I'm going to switch over to the demo. Just give me a second here. You go over to my browser. All right, so here's an app. Again, this is a live app, that application that we built. And it showcases large manufacturer customers. This is demo data, and how Fusion provides their quality professionals the ability to get those user-driven insights on potential issues. So this is different than, again, traditional BI, where analysts must write SQL or cubes or dashboards in that more prescriptive manner. And so in this case, we're showing about 100,000 total VINs with all their correlated warranties and defects. And so this is an example of leveraging also not just these analytics, but leveraging search and analytics. You'll see here I have a search box and results in the middle, insights on the right. So users can essentially slice and dice, search, slice and dice wherever they want, and navigating across these tabs with those filter selections carried over to find interesting correlations and even export to another report like Excel or CSV. So this is user-driven insights. And the overall goal is really to provide these insights for their quality users and allow them to perform these correlations on multiple tables. Now, it's not just about vehicles, warranty claims, defects, but our customers are rolling out lots of different tabs across the top. It could be about customers, service centers, even let's model on the car itself. And one example is, let's say I want to analyze something like, hey, there's a specific model with a high number of paint chips warranty claims. Let's check out the related defects and any other parameters, and then traverse back to the vehicle tab to view things like, hey, where was this car originally manufactured from, or that model originally manufactured from? So again, not prescriptive, but user-driven. So essentially ingest all the data you can and just allow users to discover in more of a natural method. So let's go ahead and explore, just do some exploring here. We'll look at the Inferno model. So it went from 100,000 VINs to 14,000, so there's 14,000 Inferno VINs. And if I go to the warranties tab, it's going to carry over those 14, show me all the correlated warranty claims, so about 17,000 warranty claims associated with that Inferno model. If I'm a quality engineer, I might be interested in, what about the wheel? That looks like it's dark blue, might be a spike in there. And also, let's go ahead and pick one of the later years, let's say 2015. And now let's click on defects. Let's take these correlations and go to the defects tab. So now we're showing the Inferno 2015 to 2020, models with all wheel warranty claims. So here we're about 155 defects associated with these. It looks like there might be a cold air intake, interesting associated defects. If I choose that down to 25, and then I can go back to the vehicles tab and take all these correlations I just chose and find all the specific VINs that match. Again, we can do integrated analytics with Insights itself. Another interesting insight here is that I have almost double the number of defects with these warranty claims during the Florida plant. So I can use these filters on the left to apply even further. So this could be an example where I take this final result set, export to a report, and the facets are accurate, and they can use that for any other internal process or even regulatory filings. So if I just go to the start here, this is again integrated search and analytics. I can just, on the original demo point, I just clicked on Inferno as part of the tab, but now I just searched on Inferno. We also have all the beauty of things like type ahead, auto suggest, and all those features. For example, if I were to type in the VIN, it'll go ahead and type ahead and predict what I'm typing. Lots of key features here to help me get these insights. Now, lastly, what I wanted to show was the model page. So let's go ahead and check the model, Inferno model. So here's the summarization page for the Inferno. We've rolled up things like number of claims, over 17,000 claims, over 8,000 defects. If I scroll down, we can find other interesting insights, like we can compare by plant. Let's take a look at the Nevada versus Florida plant, even by part if I wanted to. And I could say, hey, for this Inferno model, why was there a spike in claims in the 2015 year range? And then drill down from there, or horsepower, or surface really any insight that I can on this page. And lastly, what I want to show on this demo is that a lot of our customers, they've changed the model on how in rolling out different types of applications. So this application essentially starts with a dashboard, goes into results, do some facets and correlations, and get to a detail page like that model I just showed, and then be able to pivot on that and go to another entity, for example, potentially VIN. So I know I'm going to give a shout out to another demo. It's the clinical trials demo that's on our website, but it allows it to pivot on lots of different entities. I would recommend you check it out. But I could have a 360 VIN, for example, show me everything about the specific VIN, every customer that ever owned it, every time they went to the service center, and lots of other detail. A lot of our customers have a customer 360 apps. So from this VIN, I can see that this customer, Brian Land, owned it, and in the 90s, go to Brian and show me every car I've ever owned. And every time they came and called in for a service center defect. So these are the types of applications that we're trying to build. It's not just search and results. It's more of an authentic discovery process. So great. So that's just a quick overview of our product 360, user-driven insights for manufacturers. And like I mentioned, didn't take too much time. I think I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint. We'll get to some questions, Q&A in a minute. But in summary, some of the power of user-driven insights, again, allowing users to naturally discover data and insights by potential issues, just given all the data instead of prescriptive dashboards and things of that nature. Also streamlining the whole development and rollout process, right? If you give your users to be able to get these user-driven insights, they don't have to go back to IT and say, hey, can you build me this dashboard, write this SQL statement for me so I can get this report? You're really empowering the end user itself. And to that last point, like I mentioned, this 360-degree view of data uncovers a lot of things. So our customers, I showed more of a quality 360. So I'm pulling in all the warranties, all the defects, all the VINs, but a lot of our customers are building all types of 360 apps like this, and it is more of a data journey, allowing not just search box and results, but allow end users to get these insights in that more of a journey nature.
Thanks for that, Brian. If you guys have questions, please go ahead and enter them into the tool, and we'll ask Brian those questions online. We've already got a couple, but I'd like to make sure I give everyone a chance. If you want to go through the demo yourself, you can go to auto360.lucidworks.com/auto360. We also suggest, if you're interested in manufacturing in general, to check out some of the content on our website. You can start with this recent post, Why Open Source is Driving Industry 4.0. And we're going to have another webinar, I think, next week. You can sign up by going to lucidworks.com/webinar/tuning SharePoint search. Aside from that, I'd like to encourage everyone to sign up for our Activate conference coming up in Montreal next month. Should be really informative and a heck of a good time. Without further ado, we'll answer some questions. So we have our first question is, where can I find this?
Yeah, I'll just go back to that. I mean, you can use this demo, auto360.lucidworks.com/auto360. Go ahead and play with the data. Get back to us with any questions. There's a lot of good links in here, a lot of good information on our resources page, not just webinars. Like I would also, again, another shout out to the clinical trials. If you want to see that navigation journey, like I mentioned, really, really nice to see. Any other questions, Andy?
Yeah, and I should point out you can find that at clinicaltrials.lucidworks.com. you'll be able to check out that demo. And we also have a previously recorded webinar that you can find from our website. The next question is this something built on Fusion or built into Fusion?
Yes, it is absolutely built in Fusion. So you could think of ingesting tables. So there's a large bin table, a large defects table, large claims table, just for this demo, right? But for real world cases, we ingest lots of different data, and this is data we're going to create some facets and filters on. So, for example, year, model, horsepower. You saw a lot of the parameters there that we can turn that and be able to create relationships on. And the final piece is that kind of last mile, the end user experience, which you saw today, right? Be able to search on Inferno, be able to click on it with a pie chart or different types of visualizations. That's developed in App Studio. So App Studio is a higher level tool. You don't have to write low-level code, but real quickly, within days or weeks, build this type of application. And that's what I do a lot for my strategic customers as well.
All right. The next question is, can you handle complex part relationships, like parts composed of other parts and revisions to those parts?
Yes, we can. That's absolutely one of the powers of Fusion, where we ingest the data and we build the data relationship. So we can say, hey, show me an engine, and then every part that makes up the engine, and then even subcomponents of the radiator, et cetera. And so be able, I think you saw a little bit of the demo where we can go from high level to detail and then pivot it on another attribute. And so that's absolutely a part of the Fusion application itself.
The next question is, how long did it take to build this app on Fusion?
Yeah, I personally helped build this app. It took me a couple of weeks. So, I do this as part of my working with customers. If they want to see a proof point, we work with the account executive team to take data in, ingest the data, and model those relationships, and then build out the UI component, the UI pieces in the App Studio. So typically a few weeks, but we'll work with you in terms, that's more of the proof points. We can work with you on the demos itself and all the details.
All right, so the next question is, there are a lot of products that could show similar dashboards and dynamic views of data. Why is yours better than all the rest?
Right, and I've used those applications before, and they are really good, but it is, like I mentioned earlier, around prescriptive analytics. So typically, IT works with the business groups to understand, what are the questions, and they typically are dashboards are written, SQL is developed, and then applications rolled out, and then but that's it. And so this is what we tried to show here today, was a more natural discovery of data. So bringing in all the data, allow users to interact with it more natively, and there's nothing prescriptive about it. They could have gone from any model to year to any defect to warranty claim to, if I pulled in all the customer information, pivot again on customer data, service center data, all the VINs. So it is more, like I mentioned, user-driven insights. So I believe that's the big differentiator there.
All right. Well, I think we're right at the time allotted. Thank you guys for your questions. If there are any that we didn't get to, we will follow up with you afterwards.
Great. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.